it'll click in and say, I'm live broadcasting from the capital of China. Welcome back. My name is Steve, and here is the language vlog live stream here on YouTube. And my name is Steve. And this today, Thursday. So yesterday we did English. Monday we did, Tuesday we did Chinese. Today we are going to focus on Russian since I haven't been, I haven't, last week we didn't do Russian live stream because internet connection issues. So hopefully at some point, uh, well, hopefully it gets easier in some way that I can make it so that the live streams can sort of continue on, and I don't have to fight it as much. But I know that can be a little bit of an issue given the fact where I live. However, all that being said, I have been thinking about making this into webinars instead, as that would sort of, I don't know, maybe it would be better for some people to make it like a Zoom webinar or something rather than anything else, or rather than a live YouTube live stream, because I've mentioned about this before. YouTube live streams don't really work very well. They're kind of uh, they're slow to connect. It does come down to a lot of your internet connection, but I've just noticed that it's a little bit more difficult to stream through the live through a YouTube live stream application than just doing a webinar. Zoom itself seems to work better than YouTube. Anyway, today doing a Russian live about learning some Russian conjugations and declensions and verbs and stuff like that. But first, I guess I want to do a little bit of an introduction to what I do with this account. And I will share with you a screen that will hopefully give you an indication of, oh, where did I've lost it already. There it is. There we go. So we shall share this that way. So I'm going to share the entire screen. This one, share, and you'll see my face. That's all great and good. I'll take that down here. And then that way I can bring up this screen. So my name is Steven, and I run this language vlog. I've been doing this for a couple of years already. And one of the reasons why I started doing this is well, no, I lost it already. Where did I put it? I lost it. Why? Too many windows open all at once. No problem. So, my name is Steven. I've been running this language vlog for a couple of years already. I originally, um, part of the reason I started this channel was to keep myself honest in my language, my own language studies, and this the channel was meant both as an opportunity to mainly as an opportunity to practice my language, so I could create like a language journal, so I can hear how my pronunciation changes over time, particularly with Mandarin Chinese, which is what I'm studying major focus these days, but also in terms of Russian and then any other languages that I would take up. Notably, I tried Korean this year, Ukrainian a little bit, and even like different dialects of the Chinese language, Cantonese, etc. And so the language vlog is sort of, and then over time, what I started to do was create a lot of YouTube shorts, all about um, learning languages and asking sort of questions about what it's like to learn languages and live overseas. And that's what we're sort of at right now, where the for the last first year, it was basically just YouTube shorts and what else would you say? Language checks. I did try to actually create a podcast when I first started the channel, but I sort of stopped because I realized that creating a weekly podcast takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. I just wasn't able to do it at all. So I needed to pick my battles, and instead chose to go the route of just YouTube Shorts, which worked for quite a while. Now, this is the YouTube channel. I've got all my videos the longer form videos that I publish. Um, you can check those out. We are going live right now, so we are going to practice our Russian in a few minutes. I talk a little about these longer form videos are uh, usually I do Chinese checks. I haven't done a Russian language check, ma mainly because my Russian is terrible, and, I don't feel, very comfortable in doing it. Terms of these something that like trying to say, so some things about the expat life as well, uh, including, particularly in China, but could be applied to just about anywhere. YouTube Shorts, so these are all of these, sort of 1-minute clips of where I ask a different question or I give you a little, snippet of what it's like to live in China. I'm talking about the Jinbing, which is a type of a Beijing late night snack. uh, Reading through like some updates on my own language studies, and then I ask different questions like, what's language going to be like in 100 years? What does it mean to be proficient in a language? And like, how did you actually learn English grammar? Which seems like it's such a funny question, but as a ESL professional, um, it's very easy to take for granted learning a language sort of are involved in. Chinese people get the same way where they get it's like, "Oh, you just have to go with the feeling of the language." Well, how do you explain that feeling so I can pass them on a test, right? And that's what a lot of grammar is as well. Live as well, so these are the, different live streams that we've done in the past. We are live right now, but you see I can make all these nice little title cards, and this is just me sitting down to, talk about, uh, different parts of, 3 different live streams a week: Chinese, Russian, and English, basically. Let's see, is this, working? One second. I guess I can't do that, so I hope that doesn't feedback. It works. Good, awesome. So audio is all live and good. These are live streams, again, I do 3 of them. Typically, it's, Chinese on Monday, Russian on Tuesday, and then I talk about English, either learning English or working as an English in the ESL industry on Wednesdays. Podcasts, for that, I'll take you over to this site here where I just started publishing a podcast. This is Stephen's Language Vlog Podcast. I'm very creative with the titles, and it comes down to, not every time I have tried to create a creative title, it sounds like garbage. So I just figured Stevens and the language vlog, but the language vlog is a podcast that's connected to the language vlog. So that's what I figured. And on this language vlog, um, connection here. The So I'm basically just talking about stuff that so just talking about things that we have done on the channel over time. We used to done these dates, but I think I'm going to switch into titles instead. So I'm going to change that up starting from episode number 11, possibly forward. So that's the podcast. I am also available up on Spotify. If you want to take a look at that, you can join in there. And at some point, I got to get this thing up onto Apple Podcast as well, which will make it easier for some people to get a hold of. If you like what you see, you can also head on over to buymeacoffee dot backslash Stevens Language Blog. I've got a few posts there, but I also have this site. I haven't posted much to it yet because going forward, I will be posting more to this site. This is where you can donate if you want to help the channel grow. There are some production costs that go into producing these live streams and podcasts and stuff like that. But there are some other ideas that I have as well. The language study hours spreadsheet is a full year of sheets that you can use to track your own study hours. It's what helped me focus quite a bit on learning Mandarin Chinese, and I also used it for Russian years ago. Finally, I also have a newsletter that's available over on Sendbox backslash Stevens Language Blog, and I'll pop that into the live chat there so you can take a look. And there is a sample here. You put your first name, your last name. You don't need to give me your whole last name. It doesn't really matter too much. Put your email in there. Agree to receive email updates, and actually, you don't need to click that. Not at all. You just have to click that and put your email into there and then join. Because I think if you do this one, that puts you on the Fox email list. I'm not sure if you want that entirely, but here's a little example of one of the newsletters that I craft every week. And this newsletter basically becomes the script podcast that I publish every week. And figuring that it's a good idea to sometimes get away from um, YouTube and the rabbit hole that I know it can be, where you kind of like, wow, you watch one video and then 6 hours later you're time for bed or time to work. One of those things. So there's the newsletter, which I put the link into the chat box there uh, for buying me a coffee. I'll also pop that into the chat box. You guys can join there. Spotify, I'll pop that into there, so you can go immediately there. Subscribe, follow along, donate. Any donation is pretty cool. I've already had one donation come, much appreciated, to the supporter who was like, "I like what you're doing. You're doing good stuff." And it's good because, uh, you know, basic vlogging, podcasting is sitting in a room, talking to yourself, talking to a camera, but largely that camera is, what would you call it? Not a, it's a third party in the room. It's a second party. I'm not sure what kind. It's yeah, it's a lens, of course, but is merely a conduit that would I be talking to myself? If I knew podcast, would I be sitting here and yakking to myself about learning language? Chances are it might be. So that's something to keep in mind if you are thinking about your own uh, podcast or ideas and things like that. All right, so been through a little bit of the introduction of all of them. And now we will move on to, let's see, do I have to, what could I do? I'm going to get rid of that screen. I'm going to pop this one up. Where's that one? Oh, that's where it went. Right. So get rid of that. Go over here. Whoops. And there. We're going to share our screen one more time. And now let's get into uh, our language studies for the evening. So I typically try to study for an hour or so. And today I'm going to be focusing on Russian. Now, I actually received a comment. So, здравствуйте, привет, меня зовут Стефан, Степочка, Степашко, Степашка would be the female version of that, Степашко. My name is Steven. Я как дела? Я як там у вас? That's українську мову, ну, русский язик, возможно, ви сказати, как дела и ваш жизнь? Как дела? How is your life? Well, I think if you said that, it would be like, нормально, хорошо, нет, другое, а, нет, у меня нет strange, uh, другие вещь, other things. Да, но это conjugator пункт com /ru. This is a Russian conjugator I came across. I was looking at this. So one of the things I do with actually по-русски говорить, I had a Russian teacher who basically does grammar drills. I've paid a young woman to take me through a Russian grammar book, 20 minutes every time we meet. And yeah, I pay her like $10 for a class for some of this. And like, Steve, can't you do this on your own? Yes, I can, except as I've noticed, being a working professional with no one really telling me to learn Russian or anything, there's no real reason for me to do it. Same with Chinese. As a working professional, my English makes the money, and my cognitive abilities, my critical thinking skills. That's what makes the money, not Mandarin Chinese or Russian. So why would I bother learning Russian or Chinese? Well, Mandarin Chinese, because I'm living in China for so long. Russian is easier than Chinese. And a lot of people are like, "What? It'd be easier." and it's because it has an alphabet, that I'm familiar with, the Cyrillic alphabet. That's what these, letters are. Читать, писать, читать, делять, смотреть, учить, спать, помнить, помнить, готовить, prepare, вести, to lead, вставать, и так далее. И, the being able to read the alphabet and the alphabet means that I'm able to access a lot more of the language than I can with Chinese. Every time I sit down to read Chinese, it's like I have to learn 16 new characters. Whereas I'm so with Chinese, I have to learn the character and the word and then the meaning as well, which sounds odd, but you have to memorize what the character is, the sound of it. Then you have to learn the word that that character is part of, because there might be two or three characters. And then after that, you have to remember the meaning of that word, not just the character. Whereas with Russian, русский язык, you learn the alphabet, and that's it. Then I just have to focus on learning word and the meaning. That's it. Now, pronunciation can be a little bit difficult because I'm used to pronouncing things like in the Ukrainian language, which is a lot more, I would say, I would call it pure, but that's because way that Russian changes the pronunciation of the vowels, how the O and the E or the y, the sound is very different from Ukrainian. Ukrainian just keeps it all the same. The alphabet is as the alphabet does. Russian, the alphabet is not as the pronunciation does. And that's so it's something that you have to keep in mind when you are studying languages such as Russian. Ехать. Пожалуйста, давай мне Дайте мне, пожалуйста, 1 слово, 1, гл 1 verb. Сидеть. Which готовить. Да, хорошо. А, мы смотрим это слово, это verb. Готовлю, я готовлю, ты готовишь, I don't remember why imperfect means it's not finished yet. Он, она готовит, мы готовим, вы готовите, готовите, и они готовят. Imperfect past tense. Я готовил, она готовила, готовили, 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 готовила. I can't remember where that accent goes. Let's check. Translate пункт Google пункт com. We want to copy готовила to English, Russian. Need to mute this. There we go. There. Sure. Пожалуйста. Готовила. 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 So it's an O. Готовила. 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 So already that's what I meant before with Russian having a different pronunciation scheme from the alphabet. And Russian also has a g sound. It doesn't have the h sound, which is in Ukrainian you do. Ga. So it's although they're saying it's ga, it's not. Or sorry, go. It's not. It's pronounced ga. Готовила. Готовила. So o is Russian. So with that one, I gotta hide that 1 second. With Russian, the soft a or soft o, the unaccented o is pronounced a, and the accented o is pronounced o. Готовила, готовила. Chopsticks and trains. Russian, да, по-русски, потому что каждый четверг я изучаю русский язык, но каждый понедельник и каждый день, каждый утром я изучаю китайский языку в моей гимназии. So, я сейчас транслейтер это слово, это нет упражнение, вопрос, да, my sentence, я забил, I lost it the first sentence, but so I have a commenter here saying chapsticks and trains saying Russian focused on Chinese. So yes, I study Chinese just about every day. Every morning I go to the gym and almost every morning get on the bike and I read Chinese for about half hour. And I've noticed that that's a good way to study, to read Chinese, not necessarily to learn how to write, but for Chinese, I have spent the better part of the last 10 years learning it. And around 2016, I want to take a trip to Russia. And I want to go from Beijing all the way. Actually, I want to go from Beijing to Barcelona. No, that was the other trip. I want to go Beijing to Moscow or St. Petersburg. And I never made it. I did make it to Moscow. I didn't finish that trip, though. The family issues. My father passed away while I was traveling through Russia. And so I want to learn enough Russian to be able to travel through the country as a result. And at that time, by 2016, I'd been studying the Chinese language, trying to study the Chinese language for a while. And it was just aggravating. It was so difficult, like learning the characters and the words and the pronunciations, and people were not really understanding what I was saying, and I wasn't understanding what they were saying. So Russian was a lot easier in that sense, because once you learn the alphabet, it's just, then you just have to read and speak. That's all. One of the difficulties with Russian is that you have to conjugate, which is what you see on this screen, the left screen over here. What is this? Do I copy? Что это? Я не знаю. Это цікавний, интересная idea. It's an interesting idea. So I hope that answers the question there. Yes, Japanese also has, Japanese and Russian are similar in the sense that with the conjugations and then also the pronunciation changes as well. Right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But Japanese. So, okay. So before, I'm not sure if you were listening in before then, but as I mentioned previously, Ukrainian to Russian. Ukrainian is a pure alphabet compared to Russian. As you read the Ukrainian language, you pronounce it. But as you read the Russian alphabet, it changes in pronunciation. Japanese is the same way. So Chinese to Japanese, I would say Chinese characters are pure in the sense that as you read them, you speak them, whereas in Japanese, as you read them isn't always how you pronounce them or you speak them. So that, and it also depends on where, not just the which word it is, the conjugation, but also where it falls in the sentence as well. Not only that, Japanese, I kind of joke around about what the Japanese did with the Chinese characters, in that the Chinese were like, yeah, that's a good idea. We can create a story, and people will remember this story if we pass down this story through generations. And that way, gives a certain credence to having a teacher, community, culture, longevity. But the Japanese are like, yeah, but that's not how we say it. But we like that story. So like the characters that I'm thinking of are watashi in Japanese is like me, watashi. And then what's in Chinese? What would that be? Chinese, wo is this, I think, right? And then in Japanese, let's find out what this says in Japanese. But hopefully this proves my point. Either that or I'm completely off base. Watashi. Okay, so this character in Chinese is not me. It's like a sort of a secret me. I'll put that into Chinese. Se, but we'll go into English, private. So it's, whereas right, yes. So in Chinese it's se, but in Japanese you all of a sudden have 4 syllables for one character. Chinese doesn't have that. Chinese has as most 2 syllables or 2 sound phonemes per character. Russian is the same way, where you would have like the E could be a yo, or the what other the A is an ah, or sorry, the O is an ah sometimes. And then what else would be a good example? Those would be the 2 big ones. And then Russian also has more diphthongs. Can I find it? Которая их. So и женщина, которая их готовила для каждого человека, который заболел. Которая, so я is the ending there, or aya is the ending. But который, you can see it's down here as well. Который, each or whichever. Kator is your base right there. And then aya and I is the ending that changes. So aya, I would say that's a diphthong, and I, this is difficult to pronounce, especially this little character right here. Oh, that did not work the way I wanted it to. Nope. I'll just back that off. Back up, Stevie. Back up. Where'd it go? Oh, bloody hell. There he is. Okay, so this character, which I don't know, is there a Russian? There, I. So it's I, and there's no real way to translate, but I. And in Ukrainian, they don't have this little b, the mieky znak, and the I at the same time. It's and it's a very difficult palatial. You're supposed to put the I. That one. Let's see. Ukrainian has it, but Russian does it. So if you put this letter again, I can't even say that because Russian does this, but Russian has this letter. Ukrainian doesn't have that letter. Basically, Russian's alphabet has 3, 4, 5 more alphabet characters compared to the Ukrainian alphabet, and I would say that. Well, I've been studying Russian for quite a while, so it's becoming a little bit more automatic to speak the verbs that way. Whereas Ukrainian, I would have to think a little bit more. And I tried to pick up Ukrainian last year, but it was a little bit tough as well to get things to remember, to keep things all sort of separated. And my camera's going all blitzkrieg here. Oh, well. Spent half a month on the China-Russian border. Started to learn Russian, but the Russians I was doing was terrible, and I was no good. So finally, I quit. Yep. Depending on your mother tongue, possibly American, Canadian. If you don't half a year, okay, that's a little bit different. Half a year is a little bit longer than half a month. Half a month, you're not learning very much about the. You're going piva пожалуйста. Even that word пожалуйста, пожалуйста, please. The word please in Russian. We'll switch this one over. We'll go please. Пожалуйста. Пожалуйста, says Google Translate. Пожалуйста. Pa, so again, weak O. Пожалуйста. Пожалуйста. And that j sound can be very difficult for people to get. Lui, пожалуйста, but it's spelled lui, sta. It's not lui, it's пожалуйста, пожалуйста. You know, it's a smushed together diphthong that can be very difficult. But j is difficult. Je. Do you have that in Chinese? No. Does Japanese have a j sound? One thing that I found interesting with when I went to Korea this year, actually, I studied Korean many, many, many years ago when I first started to become an expat. And that was my first Asian language, Korean. Now, after that, since then, dabbled in Japanese, didn't go very far, but Chinese is sort of the language that I've spent the most amount of time studying. And I was surprised when I went back to Korean and in learning Japanese that how often they actually share the what do you call it, the pronunciation of words. They share those words quite a bit. So, пожалуйста, дайте мені, пожалуйста, один бутылка водку. Vodka. Let's give me a bottle of water. No, let's give me a bottle of vodka. And I have since stopped drinking so much. I'm happier for it. I'm glad for it. I don't miss drinking too much, to tell you the truth. Хорошо. Следующие слова, следующее. What is verb in Russian? Give me the word for verb. Следующее глагол. Пожалуйста. И следующее noun. Що это? Существительное. Що? Существительное. 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 One thing my girlfriend does when I teach her, when she comes across a new English word, she tries to spell it. So I'm going to try to spell this. Существительное. Существительное. И с т ви в и т л мягкий знак. No. И н о ю That's close enough. Существительное. Следующее существительное. Чая. И хорошо. Но сегодня я хочу изучать, я хочу смотреть это глагол и это существительное и adjective. Как сказать adjective? Прилагательный. Прилагательный. Прилагательные. Прилагательные. What is this in Chinese? Adjective. So I want to try. What am I doing here? Russian into Chinese. Now, switch that over. English. Bloody hell. I messed that up. Terrible. Oh, Stephen. Adjective. All right. Now I wanted to copy this and then switch that. Then this I want to go into Chinese. So я хочу смотреть, потому что, почему, not потому что, почему это слово прилагательное, что? Прилагательное. Прилагательное, 形容词. What's the similar? Nothing. Не. Прилагательное. 形容词. Nothing. Let's go Japanese. What does it do for Japanese? Kyoshi. 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 Tsu. That is a tsu. That's the traditional. Japanese uses traditional characters. Chinese, mainland Chinese uses simplified these days. Прилагательное. 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 Да. Но следующее прилагательное и следующее существительное. Существительное. Ной. Да. И следующее глагол. Следующее is next. So this is one conjugator.com Russian. You can check that out over there. You know what? I will pop that into the chat if you guys want to. I have to pop it into the chat because I always I forget to update the show notes sometimes. So that is in the live chat. If you were following along, you can go there and check it out. This app, I've come across before, kind of neat. Reverso, you can download it There it is. You can download it for Mac. I don't have it for Mac, but you can also iOS and Chrome. So this thing will actually reverse translate some things. So unlike Google Translate, where it just gives you the answer, this website will actually like show you how the word is actually constructed. Вести, вести, deine, вести, да. Model вести. Я везу, да, что? Нет, пожалуйста, дайте мне один извительное наклонение. Что? Изъявительное наклонение. Как скажите? Indicative mood. Извительное... Нет. Изъявительное наклонение. Наклонение. Извительное наклонение. Да. Так далее. Так сами. Same. Вести. 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 Да. To drive or to carry. Я везу. Я везу. Я везу. Ты везешь. Ты везешь. Очень скоро, очень быстро, очень скоро. Ты везешь. Ты везешь. Она, оно везет. Мы везем. Вы везете. Везете. Как сказать? Useless speaking here. Пожалуйста. Нет быстро, пожалуйста. Чуть-чуть. How do you say slow down? You are carrying. Вы везете. Вы везете. How do you say slow down in Russian? Slow down. Нет. Slow. Медленнее, пожалуйста. Медленнее. Медленнее. Be it slower. Slower and fast is what? Быстрей, быстрей. Пожалуйста, быстрей, быстрей, быстрей. Скоро. Скоро in Ukrainian. Быстрей in Russian и медленнее по-русски язык. And I'll pop this one actually reverse. So I will pop this copy link адресы в чат room. Но сейчас вы можете accessувати это link. There is a joke, and I use this with my teachers as well. Accessувати. So ovate is an ending in Ukrainian and Russian where you take a foreign word and you add ovate to it, and it makes it into, then you can decline it like a Russian verb. So я хочу watch uvate. Я нужно eat uvate, like to eat. Я хочу walk uvate. You can do that. It's more of a joke than anything else. It is not proper language. I mean, if you're a spy and you go, yeah, walk uvate, you just failed. You ain't leaving that meeting. Извините. Деепричастный. Что это? Gerundives. Деепричастие. Я хочу это слово. Пожалуйста. Свечувате. Это, да. Gerund. Participle. Деепричастие. 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 Imperative. Imperative. So it's like, ты вези. Ты вези. Вы везите. Вы везите. Do it. Imperative. Do this right now. Причастие. If that's the participle, what is this? Communion. Past participle. Sure. Я не знаю. Причастие. Причастие. Сослагательное наклонение. Conditional. Наклонение. Subjunctive. Type of conditional, isn't it? Сослагательное наклонение. Да? И все. Но это интересный глагол, интересный веб-сайт. But I like this website, masterration.com. And one of the reasons they have a lot of different stuff on this site. It's probably one of the sites that has been around the longest for in terms of like learning Russian. I've encountered this site so much before. Has lots of different topics, but one of the things it has is a test, a conjugation, Russian grammar test. I want to do this. This is actually one of the reasons I was doing the live stream today. I figured we could do this. Мы возьмем шо и будем кататься по шо. По реку. So it's going to be по реку. Мы возьмем лодку и будем кататься по реку. Я думаю, это слово. Вопрос. How well do you know Russian? I don't really need to know that much. Russian proficiency. I do know quite a few Russians, to tell you the truth. And all the Russians I've met have been against the war, to tell you the truth. Like, I have not met anyone who's like, oh, no. Nope. Pretty much every Russian I've met in China has been like, yeah, they're a little bit embarrassed by what's going on. Kind of like a lot of Americans are the same, where they seem to be very embarrassed by how their government deals with stuff. Russian figure skating dictionary. Why am I looking at? I mean, I don't mind figure skating, but no, Runet. Such as so Runet, right? Russian internet, Runet. I'm right. Okay. No, we don't need to know that one. So let's go back to this. All right. Let's do a Russian grammar test. You can follow along. You can tell me how your scores are doing as well. Pop this link into the chat box there and take a look. If you let's see who does the best. So мы возьмем лодку и будем кататься по реку. Next question. Skazit. Why is my phone doing that today? It is not acting. It's acting up. I don't like you. My phone is there we go. Can you still hear me? I hope so. There we go. Yeah, it's still broadcasting, but the video feed keeps on cutting out. Show it, as they say in Polish, kurwa. Почему? Пожалуйста. Спасибо. I'm guessing it's my internet, interwebs connections. Она не любит говорить с подругами о работе. О работу. С подругам. No, it's with her friends. So it's going to be plural, one of these. And I'm going to go работе. Because it's not о. Oh, bloody hell. Скажите, пожалуйста, скажите студентам, что завтра не будет. Это трудно грамматизировать. Скажите студентами. She would be speaking there. Что урока завтра не будет? What class? Now, is she talking to multiple students or just one? Oof. This is embarrassing, doing a live Russian grammar test Steve, we thought we were studying this language for 2016 to 2024. That's 8 years I've been kind of on and off studying Russian. That's deplorable. Я попросил, что сходить за что? За чем? Чаем. Я попросил секретарю сходить за... I'm going this one. Секретарю, because it's... I asked to the secretary. Сходить за чаем. And za, I think, has to be from the accusative, which is this one. It's amazing how you can justify your mistakes. We will see at the end of this this test. Нужен новый компьютер. Директору фирмы нужен новый компьютер. Директору фирмы, the director of the firm. It's going to be directora. It's going to be this one. Directora firma. Firme of the... It's not going to be directoru. No, directora. It's not. That's accusative, and this is directoru. This would be not nominative, and you needed a nominative noun, and that's going to be directora firme. Нужен новый компьютер. Я думаю, это хороший answer. What is question? Why am I Russian? I need... I want... Вопрос is answer. Oh, shit. I got that wrong. Вопрос is question. What is answer? Отвечать. Хорошо. Отвечать. Ответьте мне, пожалуйста. Ответь мне, товарищи. Answer me, comrade. Это очень интересный вопрос. It's a very interesting question. Ваш отвечать очень интересный. It's an interesting answer. Он работает только несколько что? Месяц продавцом. Он работает продавцом. It's gotta be. Oh no, this is this one, genitive plural. Он работает продавцом только несколько месяцев. So this is a number, несколько, and you, for numbers, I think you have to put them in the plural genitive, месяцев, да. Хорошо. Ты всегда платишь за что вы что? Ты всегда, you always платишь за девушку, за ресторану в... Ну, нет. За девушку в ресторану. За девушку в ресторану. This is genitive, so not that. Станах. Девишек. It's not девишек. Девишек. No. Девушку. За девушку в ресторану. Возможно. Следующий вопрос, пожалуйста. Быстро. Хорошо. Зайдя к что она хотела договориться с что о что. Зайди к Свете. It's going to be one of these three. Она хотела договориться с тебя о поездке. Она хотела договориться. It's going to be one of these two. Света поездке. С тебя. With her. Yeah, I think it's this one because it's this reflexive pronoun with your. Oh, тобой, with her, тебя. because it reflects, I think it's referring back to her, она. So I'm going to go with that one. Вы будете писать что или что? Вы будете писать карандашом или ручками? Или will you write with a pencil or a pen? Вы будете карандашом? Да, возможно. Или ручкой. That's plural. Ручкой. Oh, which one's plural? Which one's not plural? Ручкой, ручкой. Oh, okay. We're going to go oi because this is accusative singular. So it's got to be accusative singular, right? Oh, don't get mad at me. Вы что достаточно что? Достаточно. Вы тестом достаточно мука. That's gotta be мука. The testu, да, because in the whatever, testu, достаточно, мука. I think it's that one. Oh, I lost all my viewers. Boy, that's brutal. There we go. Oh, one viewer back. Что понравилось? Новая комната. Конечно, там много что для что. Девушками, нет, девушкам. Понравилось девушками, no, девушкам. Там много полок для игрушков. For игрушек. Oh, it's got to be one of these. It's not that one. And девушкам, that's accusative singular. Девушками is ablative or dative plural. Девушким, много полок для игрушек. We're going to go with that one. Oh, this is going to be brutal to see if I actually got it. Этот мужчина в что и с что? С Pardon? Этот мужчина в очки? Oh no. Oh no. If I do this one, like all my other answers have not been like that. Shoot. Oh no. That's terrible. С бородой. Бородой. I'm going with that one. В очках и с бородой. Or is it this one? No, I'm going with that one. This is brutal. Brutal. This is why I have a teacher who literally just does grammar tests or grammar sheets with me, because this is horrible. Не забудь поздравить что учителя. Don't forget поздравить, to wish something on the day учителя. Директора с днем. Happy New Year or happy birthday to the teacher. Не забудь поздравить директора школы директора школы с днем учителя. С днем. Oh, this one, you see the difference? С днем и днем. I'm going that one. I can't wait till this is over. This is so embarrassing. Что мы ходили в что и видели и что и что. This one. В зоопарке и видели слонов и медведей. Slonov, a sloth? Slonov? I don't know. Summer, летом, in the summertime, летом мы ходили, we went to в зоопарку. Oh, это. Okay, I'm going to go this one because I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm not going to, we'll see. This зоопарку слонов и видели в зоопарку и видели слонов и медведей. This is bears and slonov. I think it's sloths. Вы читали что о бородах. So it's going to be ах. Вы читали статью о выборах. Читали статью. Statue. It's going to be one of these. Barach, statue. It's going to be this one because the miyaki znak нужно да. All right, let's see the results. Oh, damn. Oh, you're kidding me. D minus. Oh, no. Oh, how many did I get any right? Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4 correct. Better than I thought. Oh, man. Okay. Почему мы возьмем лодку, реку, по реке. Okay, so Y ending, accusative, реке, по реке, языке. Да, по-русски языку. Русский языку. Потому что. Почему? This one. С подругами о работе. She doesn't like to talk to her friends about work. Okay. Stefan, пожалуйста, это plural. Oh, come on. That's interpretation, isn't it? No, it's not. Studentami is plural, like ablative or dative, and this is studentam. This is plural accusative, I'm pretty sure. Damn it, Steven. Я попросил секретаря сходить за чаем. I prepared, попросил the secretary сходить за чаем. Сходить, я не знаю сходить. Что это? Something with the T. Switch that over. Сходить, go. Чаем. Что это чаем? T, да. Чаем, it's not чаем. Чаем, хорошо. All right. Директору фирмы. Directora. Yeah, so that means I got the other one wrong too. Yeah, or was the other? Oh, Stefan. I got that one. Director firma. The director. Is it the directors of the firm? Is that plural? To the director of the company. Yeah, that's one. So what is this? Directora szkoły. School principal, director szkoły. Director szkoły. All right. Я не знаю. Я понимаю, но я не знаю. Директора фирмы. That's my wrong answer. Он работает продавцом месяцев. Продавцом месяцев. You see, I was justifying genitive, because I thought this was genitive. This is, I have no idea. All right, let's go back to this one. Can this one do this? No. No problem. Oh, bloody hell. Fine. Months. Oh, shit, I still сделал. Хорошо, месяцев, да. Сколько месяцев? Ты всегда платишь за девушек? I thought it was за девушку from в ресторанах. I got that completely wrong. Зайди к Свете. To Свете. It's not flowers, is it? Она хотела договориться с тобой о поездке. Brutal. Ты будет писать карандашом или ручкой. Got that one right. В тесте. See, okay, so I have this wrong. It's not the тесту, it's в тесте. It goes with the E ending, not the U ending, which is what I thought it was. Хорошо. В тесте достаточно муки. Steven. Девушкам. This has to be a plural. The lady, the girl. Понравилась новая комната. Конечно, там много полок для игрушек. Девочким. So I said девочким. Девочкам is the right one. The female, the lady was interested in a new комната, a room. Of course, there was many полок для игрушек. There was many. I don't know what полок is. Полок. Many shelves, игрушек, cupboards, toys. Oh, so it's like a little girl. She was interested in her new room, her new bed. Of course, there were many shelves and toys. Игрушек. Играем. Да. Олимпийские игры is Olympic Games. Игрушек would be toys. I understand. Playthings. Этот мужчина в очках и с бородой. I got that right. Good. Wow. Не забудь поздравить директора школы с Днем Учителя. Don't forget поздравить. Что? To congratulate директора школы, the principal, on the day of, like children, Teacher's Day, I guess it is. That's the Днем Учителя, on Teacher's Day, September 10th. Летом, I got that one right. Запарку. Okay, I got that completely wrong. See right there. Say again, the. So I thought the, but зоопарк мео нет только к. В тесту достаточно мука. Летом мы ходили в зоопарк, но и слонов. I'm going to check what слонов is. Elephants, not a sloth. Слонов и медведей, which would make more sense. You'd have elephants more than you'd have sloths. So that'd be much more interesting. Sloths don't do very much. Правда? Правда. Вы читали статью о выборах. You read the statute, statute? Article? Выборах. Что-то выборах. Elections. Oh, did you read the article about the elections? Huh. Interesting. I got that one right. I guessed correctly. Wow, that's pathetic. Okay, well, boom. Let's do something here where we're going to take a screenshot of this because we're going to come back to this at some point later, and we are going to try again like that. You know what? We will take a full screenshot of that, and we will leave it like that. That way we will see next time what I can do to prepare and do better than a D minus. Oh, that is brutal. My teacher's going to laugh. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 15. Snap. Okay, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Спасибо. Спасибо вам большое. Для смотрим моя attemptувате изучают русский язык и следующие встречи, следующая неделя, next week. И don't forget, не забыл subscribe и дайте мне один thumbs up. И, пожалуйста, head over to these other sites that I've recently given you before. Это моя podcast, Steven's Language Vlog podcast on Libsyn, and of course also on Spotify, и моя newsletter, и это моя newsletter, и моя shop, моя продуктовate shop. Да, нет, да, спасибо вам. My video has cut out again, once again. Извините, моя камера нет хорошо. Сегодня это моя cellphone, и я не знаю, потому что это... Я не знаю, почему моя камера закрыта. Но сегодня моя интернет-коннектувате это... Нет плохо, not too bad, но моя камера doesn't work. Хорошо. Спасибо вам. И следующие встречи, следующая неделя, следующий лайвстрим на понедельник. Мы изучаем китайский язык. Спасибо. Пока. Bye-bye.